Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Dose by your host, Nickihanna. And where I want to, well, I'm about to say something else, but I want to first introduce you guys to my special guest of the week, Tiffany Uma Mascara. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, love?
Good. Now it's officially Tiffany Uma Mascara.
Oh,
Because
Uma
she's all
Mascara.
about the lash. She's all about the lash
All about the
now.
lash.
We
Even
love
that
the
is
lash.
that's like the last thing I put on in drag. I will have my outfit, my wigs, everything on, and then is mascara and
Yeah, it's like the
eyelashes.
lashes really just set everything. And that's why I feel like having mascara as my last name is perfect because it's just always the finisher. Like mascara, those lashes always makes everything chef's kiss.
Okay. All right, so welcome back to another episode, Weekly Dose, where we recap everything of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. And today we are on episode 3. So recap of last week, we had the winners group, do a challenge, rap sing challenge as every other season on Drag Race. The top two of the week was Olivia Lux and Simone, where Simone won, and she is our first official winner of a challenge in season 13 of Drag Race. So we're now episode 3. The losing team comes in and they are ready to compete. They just sent home they thought they sent home Elliot. So they're ready to compete, and we got RuPaul coming in telling them that that the mini challenge this week will be, of course, two runways. One will be daytime, one will be a nighttime look. All right. Now, I love the fashions. It's like one of my favorite things for watching Drag Race. What did you think of our first category, daytime look? Who was your standouts?
Daytime look. So like, okay, one, I didn't like that they tried to switch up like the category and was like, oh, lady and vamp. Like, no, just say day and night, just the same thing. Like, why do we need to change it? Like, no. So yes, the daytime looks, they were cute. I do feel like some people definitely did take their own interpretation, and that's great. Um, but compared to like a lot of other people, there was of course some standouts, and some in good ways and some in bad ways. Oh, there we go.
So who was your standouts?
So for me, my standout would definitely be Okay, I actually have to remember. I literally just watched it last night. My standout, okay, let me not say a bad way, in the way where I was like, okay, that's definitely your interpretation. It works for you. Would be Utica. I definitely do feel like Utica. She runs, as Michelle said, she beats to her own drum, and every time I see Utica, I always be like, oh, that's cute for her, because like I just know like it wouldn't work for like a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And stand out good, even though my good sis was late, Kimora Hall. My good sis is white woman, very privileged. She walked down that runway. I said, keep the receipt. I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
I had two standouts, very good standouts. I think that was Rose. I liked the hand paint. I wasn't too crazy about the hair, but then I thought about some. I'm like, maybe that might have been the only hair that would have worked. I don't know how I felt, if it was longer or whatever. Rose was one of my favorites, and also, I want to say also Kimora. I like simplicity done well, simple done well. My two least favorite, I'm gonna have to say, was Denali. I did not. It was just too much going on. I wasn't a big fan of it, and I want to say, don't kill me. I want to also say Tamisha. Yes, this was very daytime look. This was the most realistic daytime look of them all. But I was like, she's a pageant girl. Yeah, you use stones, but you could put some more stones on that, sis. So those are my two least favorite and favorite. Now we are into our category nighttime look, vamp, whatever you want to call it. Standouts to your top two favorite and your top least favorite. Top two least favorite.
So my top two favorites for nighttime would definitely have to be Tamisha, Only because like as soon as she stepped out, I was like Elvira. And then when like with Atlanta, like she is from Atlanta. Atlanta is all about hair. Like you need like Cliff be in Atlanta, Candy be in Atlanta, like all those hair like people just be in Atlanta. So it was really cute to see like that interpretation. And I definitely do feel like it was, you know, how like just like a black take on Elvira. And I think that was really cute. Um, and then again, Kimora Hall. I'm gonna love Kimora's Hall fashion. I don't like Kimora Hall attitude, but I know I'm gonna love her fashion because she's that girl. Like she's that expensive girl. So that would be that. Again, the bottom for me for nighttime would be Utica. I did like that Utica put homage to her daytime look into the nighttime look. I really thought that was cute. But the cage pants is what threw me off. Like I feel like without the cage pants, it would have been like really, really cute. And then I think that was, and then I also Denali. I see Denali having the same shape, which is like that figure skater shape with like a figure skater skirt kind of thing. And she's just loving this ponytail, like either braided or it's like anal bead look like. So yeah, those would be my bottom two.
I would say with the Denali look, I would have rather have the look she wore for her vamp look. I would have rather have her wear that for her main stage look because it was much better. But I would say my favorites was Rose, hands down. I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh yeah, oh yes,
Rose
Rose,
was gorgeous, and the hat sold it for me. The hat sold it for me. I loved it. Tamisha's. I thought it was so smart to do Alvara, but just make it all hair, and then you didn't see no tangled bits. Nothing got tangled. It was spot on. I just hated the lipstick color. I'm not big on gray lipstick. And I love the Utica. I just like her, especially her makeup. Her makeup, I love Utica's makeup. And my least favorites was not really. I really had no. Oh, Kimura's. Yeah, I hated Kimura's. I hated her fall look. Her not fall look. Her nighttime look. It was. I'm like, girl. I understand simple, but if you're gonna do simple, don't put no stones on it. Just do simple.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
All right. So we get through the mini challenge, which of course there's no winners, which I don't understand why they do that. And then we get into our main challenge. The girls have to record a verse for RuPaul's new song, Phenomenon. And they have to record a verse and do a group challenge as well on top of that, as of course have their runway looks ready. So the girls are in rehearsal. There seem to be too many cooks and one chef. Um, do you think this is an advantage or a disadvantage for the girls?
It could definitely be a disadvantage. So it depends, right? It depends on how the whole group communicates. So there could always be that one person who, you know, and like it showed with Tamisha, like who wants to take control, but is like gonna just step back because like doesn't want to be, you know, seen as bossy or something like that. Because that could always backfire trying to take the leader position when there are so many big personalities in the room. But it could also be an advantage only because you can get an outlook of everyone and you can really create something very unique and something that has not been seen before on these choreographed challenges. Because a lot of times, specifically with RuPaul, the choreography tends to be very similar. Like they all have the same moves. And like as you know, like drag queens, we have a specific bucket of choreographed moves that every queen does one time in her life. Um, but you know, it would definitely be nice to get a new, fresh thing, and that can really work if you have like a lot of different backgrounds, specifically with like ballerina, contemporary, and just pageant dancing in general.
Now, let me ask you this. This is your first day on Drag Race, right? You're in this group challenge. You know how to dance. Would you step back or would you want to have taken the lead?
Me personally, I would have stepped back. Yes, I can dance and I can take choreograph really well. The issue is like I'm really great at choreographing things because I know how my body moves. So it's easier for me to choreograph for me, but that doesn't always necessarily mean for everyone else. And I think that's where like my downfall is. So I would have taken a step back, especially if I was in the same group with Tamisha, who literally like I'm sorry, but if there's a pageant girl in there and she has won all these different pageants, and I know how pageant talent numbers have to be, high energy,
Mhm.
all that stuff, I'm going to listen to Tamisha. Like, I, even if everyone else is talking, I'm like, Tamisha, what do you think? Like, fuck all them. Like, girl, what do you think? And you saw when like Tamisha took over, like everyone really did shut up and listen because they know she does have that experience.
Girl, I would have been acting like Kamora Hall, even if I do know how to dance and new choreography. I'm like, I don't know anything. I would have been acting like I had two left feet on purpose, and then all of a sudden pull out Elliot with two T's when the challenge comes. Like,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we get back into the workroom, and of course, you know, this is my least favorite part when the girls start talking about their lives. Like, I don't give a damn about any of that. But anyway, we find out that Tamisha has three biological children. Um, I was not surprised. I know of Tamisha beforehand. I didn't even expect her to apply to be on Drag Race, so I already knew it beforehand. But I thought this was a good message to send out because most times, people look at drag queens as we're just men. Some of us are just men, and we're just gay men, and we don't have no kids, right? But Tamisha, I know there's some other drag race girls who have kids, but they don't really speak on it for the most part, and that was like in earlier seasons. But Tamisha's like, yeah, I have three biological children. I thought that was so amazing because I'm like, right now I'm a drag queen and I want four kids, not biologically. I want to adopt them, but four kids, yeah. But I thought it was a great message. And then we know one of her drag children is, of course, the legendary Tandy Amon Dupree, where where we see her in the infamous video where she drops from a ceiling into a split. Um, so, but before I move on, girl, when they was talking to Tamisha about it on the main stage, and Nicole Breyer talking about something, oh yeah, girl, shut up, you never seen that video. I was
No, that's
like,
lies. That's
why were
lies.
y'all in it? She know damn well she never seen that. I'm like, only drag queens have seen that video. Her ass never seen that. Talking about something. Oh yeah, I know that video. No, you don't. But anyway, we get into the main stage of Drag Race, and the girls are performing the new song "Phenomenal." How did you think everyone did? Let's go one by one. Denali.
Denali, I thought Denali's verse was really cute. I did not like the outfit. I feel like the outfit was buckling in certain places. It just looked very basic, very neoprene, that fabric. Like that fabric is very hard to work with, especially for a dance outfit. And it also gets very hot because it's basically like thick felt. Like that's really all it is. Um, but yeah, her verse was cute. You know, it wasn't something where I was like, work, but it was cute, and yeah.
I thought her performance was sickening. I thought when she did the backflip into the duck walk, how she did it very smoothly. As you know, Denali is a dancer, very athletic too. I think there's a difference between a dancer and an athletic dancer. She is an athletic dancer. And so it really was a advantage for her for the performance. I thought she did great. Moving on, who was our next girl? Um, who was our next girl? Joey J. Joey J, how did you think Joey J do?
Um, I Joey J actually surprised me. I was actually very surprised with Joey J's performance. I was like, you know what? I'm eating it. Like it's cute. Like it was really great with the song. I think Joey J really knew how to present themselves performing, and they had a really great stage presence.
I would say the same thing too. I think everyone verse Joey J told us who he was in a nutshell. And what I loved about Joey J is there's this misconception that drag queens always need to wear wigs, which I kind of agree, but need to always wear wigs. Joey J, he had no wig on. We already seen him in the mini challenge with no wigs on. So I thought it was smart of him to use the fact that he doesn't wear wigs in this challenge in the song to let Michelle and RuPaul know, like, listen, I don't wear wigs. Do not get used to me not wearing, wearing wigs because that's not what I do. That's not who I am. I thought the choreography was great. Joey J was one of my favorites just based off the challenge. Now we go into Kamora Hall. girl, we can just say this was a.
Yeah, this was. Yeah,
And
I really, but I also did not. It's this is just me personally. I also did not have high hopes. Like I really didn't. Like I just felt like I don't know.
I want to say out of every, of course, every season has a a group challenge number where a girl got to write a verse, whatever, whether it's All Stars or a regular season. This is by far the worst performance and lyrics I have seen in Drag Race history. This was horrible. I cringed looking at this. When she did the Mackie doll, I said, "Oh, you fucked yourself. You shot yourself
Mind
in
you,
the
no.
foot."
The first line actually had me. I was like, okay, hold up. And then it just went straight downhill. And I was like, oh my gosh, how do you crash and burn like that? No, it
When
was very
they
something.
when Nicole said you looked at like you went to the grocery store without your shopping list. I said, "Oh my, that is so shady," but that's exactly what she looked like. She looked so lost and so uncomfortable. But I agree. I already knew she was going to fuck up. But now we have Rose. How do you think Rose did?
I think Rose did actually really well. I love the outfit. I personally don't like Rose. Um,
Well, you froze up on me, honey. I can hear you, but you just froze up on me.
oh no, hold on. Okay, wait. Oh no.
I had to like, well, hold
Okay.
up, let me pause this recording real quick. But
Okay.
yes, Rose, you said Rose did really well.
Yeah, so I think Rose did very well. Rose is a singer in New York. Yeah, I think Rose did really well. I personally don't like Rose, but I will always give props where props is due. Like Rose killed the fashion challenge. Like I was in love with that nighttime look as well. So yeah, like Rose, but Rose also does remind me of Ariel Race, just without the black fishing. Her attitude is very like it is just a very New York attitude. Like it's very like I'm that girl, you know, I know what I can produce, I know what I can bring. And that's not always a bad thing, especially not in this competition. But I'm just going off of like what she said when she said to Olivia Lux, like how she did not feel like Olivia needed to be there. I was just like, who are you to judge that? Like, who are you? So, but no, other than that, in the challenge, she did great. I'm sorry.
I you're not the first person, the first queen I even heard this from. I actually live for Rose. And I think one of the main reasons why I say that is because I was not the way you feel about Rose is the way I felt about Jan last season. I was not a fan of Jan. I like to me it was like Jan was like she knew she was that girl, but she was like she also tried to play off very sweet, which she was sweet. Whereas Rose, she's like, I am that girl, and there's no but fucks about it. I'm just that girl, and I like that attitude much better. I like Rose. I feel like she's very nice. She's humble when she needs to be humble. I will say she came off very shady in the premiere episode, but I like Rose. I see good things for Rose. She's one of my front runners, but I think she also did very good in the challenge. I loved it, the hair. I loved it, the outfit. The pink is starting to annoy the hell out of me, but you know, I've seen it too much. All right, so let's move on to our next queen, Tamisha. Tamisha Aman. How did you think she did?
I ate the verse up. I'm sorry. It was everything that I needed. It gave me that Atlanta buck kind of feel. It
Mm-hmm.
also it sounded like something that matched with RuPaul. Like it worked with the song very well. Um and I do feel like Tamisha did really wait for that exact moment to be like, this is what I can do. She did what she was asked to do. Like she didn't do what she needed to do, but she did what she was asked to do. And you can't go wrong with that.
I actually loved her verse. Her verse was also one of my favorites, just right behind Joey. And what I noticed is Tamisha's smart. You notice she tried to go in a ballroom direction because everybody loved the ballroom direction. She went into the ballroom direction. She didn't fully go there, but she was going there, and I liked it there. And I just didn't. I didn't agree with the judges. I thought her performances was one of the better performances of the night, of the whole.
Yeah, I completely disagreed with the judges. I felt like Tamisha, and like as Tamisha said also in like Untucked, like, you know, she was being a team player and like she did what she needed to do. Like,
yeah, not just a team player. What do you expect her to do? The same shit Denali does? She can't do that. And
no, literally.
I thought she held her own very, very well. And then we have our last queen, Utica. I loved it. This look Utica had. I just like her fashion person. I just do for the most part. Her verse was pretty fine. It was fine. It wasn't spectacular. It didn't suck. It was just fine.
Yeah, I this look on Utica was amazing. I was eating it up. I love Utica's personality. I was saying the whole time watching the episode, like, I really feel like if I met Utica, I could really be friends with Utica. Like, Utica would make me just want to talk to her, and I could just listen to her for hours because like she's just, her quirkiness is so cute and funny. So I really did love this verse, and you know, it was I feel like every RuPaul song needs that like one quirky kind of verse. And Utica was here to deliver that.
I like Utica. I don't know if I could. I probably could be, buddies with her. I couldn't have her around me all the time because she would annoy the hell out of me. I'm like, all right, come on now. Let's get ratchet for a second. Let's get ratchet just one time. All right. Compared to last week's group, the winners group where they performed Congratulations, did you think the losing group did a better job than the winning group?
No. Absolutely not. I feel like when I think of Congratulations and what was their song's name?
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon, yes, Phenomenon. I definitely do feel like Congratulations had more memorable moments. Like, come on, you had Simone, you had Olivia, like there was, and then like Elliot with two T's really surprised me in that song too. Yeah. So like I feel like that song definitely had more like structure, where Phenomenon was a great song, but it was a good song because of the performances versus. Like the song itself wasn't cute. Like I wouldn't catch myself listening to that song by myself.
Both songs really fucking suck if you ask me.
Literally, yeah.
But
Congratulations has more hope.
Girl, I would rather listen to I'm That Bitch personally.
I do like that bitch.
I feel like Congratulations is the better song. Phenomenon had the better performance. I don't know if the song would have been better. I mean, Kimora just fucked them all up altogether. Like, she just really...
That's also another thing. Yeah, that's why I also think Congratulations is, like, better. Because, like, Kimora really did just kind of...
She really that entire song. And then I had the nerve to put her in the middle. I'm like, oh, nah. Y'all should have switched her and Utica. But now we are into... the runway. And the runway category is We Are Sheer and We Are Here to Stay. So the category is sheer, which I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of sheer unless you do it like Tamisha does. I just didn't think this was a good runway category. But let's start with our first queen, Denali. What did you think of her outfit?
Again, very similar silhouette to a lot of her other fashions that we have seen so far in this season. I think it was really cute for her, like, ice queen aesthetic, like that, like, ice skater aesthetic. So yeah, it was cute. It was a very safe choice.